Hi, we're Harder Brunch.
We're Harder Brunch.
And we're super excited to tell you about our adult summer camp this August 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Wow.
We're going to be doing a full 3-day festival, and we want you to be a part of it.
Let's go.
It's going to be amazing. We got all your favorite comedians. We got headliners Brent Terhune and Gwen Sunkel on board.
Okay.
We're going to have musical acts by Clint Breeze, House of Wolves, The Tubbles.
Dang.
And all weekend is going to be all inclusive.
Wait, all
That's
inclusive?
right. One ticket price all weekend long gets you into everything. We're going to be bringing back all of the favorite summer camp activities you remember as a kid. We're going to be doing swimming, archery, handicrafts, canoes.
Wow.
All weekend long, all inclusive.
That's not even financially smart.
Well, that's what we're doing. Get your tickets today at eventbrite.com, and we'll see you there.
I guess we'll see you there.
Harder Brunch. Summer camp.
I'm eating brunch with my people though. The homie Dyke just cooked up a feast and we bout to eat it, bro. Fucked around and has to mix the lobster with the poutine. Daddy is rolling blue dream. Them boys got down a routine. It's Naptown culture. Cooking 7 courses. Had to pass the torch and now I'm grabbing second portion. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a smoke. It's Harder Brunch on the way and get prepared for the jokes. Whoa.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels, and with me, as always, my co-host, Thaddeus J. McKee.
Go see Oppenheimer. It is out in theaters right now, baby. Do not miss it for anything.
Especially this podcast.
Exactly. Go see Oppenheimer.
The ones and twos, the wheels of steel, the sauce boss of Indianapolis, and the last broke dragon. Give it up for Zach Rohn, everybody.
Hey there.
2 very special guests with us in studio. This is the first time we've had a power couple on. This is the dining power couple of Indianapolis food scene. Audra Sternberg, first time on the show. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And you are the creative brand director at both Amelia's and Bluebeard.
That is right.
Which are 2 of our favorite places. And then you may know this person, Alan Sternberg, friend of the show.
Hi.
You guys have the same last name because you're booed up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Boot up.
For a minute now.
And you are currently the director of operations at Field Brewing.
That's correct.
Awesome. I was confused when I came home and I saw a brewery truck in the driveway. I was like, what's happening here? And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're taking over from Upland and claiming it. So
Hey.
Well, let's talk business after the show. You hear that, Upland? I'm putting you on notice. No.
But how long have you been at this job?
it was, I think probably the last time I was on the show, I had just started.
Okay.
But I was kind of keeping it quiet because anytime you come in and try to, like, I don't know, change things in a restaurant, like there's always that weird period where people kind of get excited that you're there and want to come see you, but it's like none of it's mine. It's just, it's the food that was there. It was the staff that was there. Like it takes a minute. So like I kind of kept it quiet for a little bit, but beginning in November is when I started.
Okay. Yeah. And you like it?
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you, so this is kind of like a little different from you, what you do normally too, because you're actually director of all operations, not just culinary side, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been a chef for a long time. I've been doing it 20-ish years now. And the opportunity came up to be an operator, spent a long time, probably the last 5 or so years trying to open a restaurant. And I mean, either real estate deals, investments, or global pandemic kind of continued to interrupt those plans. So the opportunity came up to kind of be a partner without having kind of the full stake of or the risk of being a partner. Came up, and like I knew the owners. I worked there. I was the opening chef there. So like there's a little bit of a relationship. There's some trust already built. So they've really given me a lot of opportunity to run with it.
Well, that's great. And I mean, I've known just on a micro level of like trying to turn a food truck into a restaurant. We had 5 million different versions of what that looked like and was going to be here and going to be there, and it can be soul sucking after a while, or starting somewhere and thinking, oh, this is going to be great, and then it's like people aren't doing what they said they were going to do or whatever. So to land somewhere where it feels like a good fit, I feel like is amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just nice to be able to have more reach outside of just the kitchen. Like, I've been, again, in restaurants for 20 years, so you pick up a thing or two along the way.
What's the newest thing that you've had to like learn how to do that you were like, oh, that's cool?
I've been a lot more involved in front of house than I have in other roles. And the bar's been a lot of fun to make cocktails. And I mean, it's a similar skill set, and being able to bring some like food and cooking knowledge into the bar program also. And I mean, I know flavors, but dealing with spirits and dealing with like a drink is very different than dealing with food. Like, you're not dealing with texture.
Sure.
You're not like it's all in the glass together. Like, you can't layer it necessarily the way you can food.
Sure. What's something that you have done there with the drink? Like, because you're talking about, hey, you brought your food expertise. What's something like that would intrigue me to come to your place and be like, oh, I need to get this drink? So
we're in Westfield. So I just kind of want to preface it that like we're dealing with a little bit more of a suburban clientele.
Weird clientele.
There's not as much competition up there trying to do adventurous things. So there's a learning process for the guests too, that I think we started the first time I worked there. But as far as the bar goes, it's just kind of, introducing some new spirits and not just mixing with sugar and citrus and a base spirit, like building some riffs on some classics. Like, it's nothing life-changing or mind-blowing, but it's fun, and it's a new skill set for me to work on and to grow and develop.
Now,
like, can you use fat? Sorry, I have questions about these drinks.
Sorry, go ahead.
Can you use fat as like a mixture or like beef blood, something like that?
Probably not on the beef blood. You can do fat washing.
Fat wash, yeah.
Fat wash?
Yeah.
Blood wash.
Blood wash?
It's going to taste irony.
It's not very popular.
Yeah.
That's why they don't do that.
Yeah.
They used to do that.
You completely threw me off my question. I was going to ask.
A little blood wash throw you off your
the
question?
blood wash thing.
All right.
Completely off. Oh, no, I was like, were you going to get into any like flair bartending?
No.
When you say flare, like, are you talking about fire?
It's like tossing bottles around. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just,
like a fishnet,
like the movie.
yeah.
Like
It's
the
like
movie
when you wear fishnets all summer.
Like a fishnet?
Yeah.
yeah, like where your nipples are kind of popping out. Coyote Ugly is what you're gonna be talking about, right?
Oh,
That's the connection you made?
That's what he
He's
was
not
saying.
wrong. He's technically not wrong. I don't think that their boobs really were part of the flair, or their.
I haven't seen the movie.
What they were wearing, but the tossing of the bottles is usually associated. Usually, it's like a president, like TGI Fridays did it a lot. Like in the early 2000s, it would be like toss a piece of ice in there and then catch it in a cup and then flip it behind your back.
Yeah, or
and
catch it in your mouth and spit it into the cup.
yeah, spit it into the customer's mouth.
That's what we call a baby bird. It's not on the menu, but
You guys want to go to Field Brewing and have Alan Sternberg Baby Bird in your cocktail? Just ask for a number 7.
yeah.
I love mastication.
Yeah.
Well, and
Chewing?
Baby birding.
Okay.
We're
talking about drinks. I mean, it's hard to chew.
I didn't know if you
drink.
did it on the food side too, like where you toss the food up.
Oh, yeah, we do that. That's a number 8. So.
Okay.
And then Audra Sternberg, this is the first time on the program. Thank you for coming. Thank you for dining with us. I actually it was a weird set of circumstances we'll get into it in the program, but usually I'm in the back of the house and I don't get to sit out. So it was kind of fun for me to be able to actually sit out and talk with you guys and hang out a little bit before the program. What is a creative brand director?
What isn't it?
Touche.
It's a little everything. It's seeing the business as a whole and having a vision of where you want it to go. It's like whatever you're seeing, the audience, the client, the guest. It's putting out there your best image for all the brands and then directing that into the future. So it's hard to explain because there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah. Are you the cool factor of?
Absolutely.
because that's what I've always, ever since Bluebeard opened, it was like it was the cool place, and then Amelia's opened and they were cool. And now they have the one right next to Can, and that's cool.
That's cool. And we have a third in the Stutz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just opened that as well.
Oh, I have to go check that one out.
That's probably my favorite because I worked on it the most.
Yeah, you had a lot to do
Yeah,
with that
that's
one.
my baby, so definitely check that out.
Nice. And are they just all Amelia's?
Yes.
They just like at Stutz at
Stutz, at Fletcher.
I'm a big fan. I used Amelia's on like my food truck. We use it a lot on the show. Bluebeard, I feel like that was like one of the first restaurants that like I remember because like my friend Steve Ruby was really into like he's a man of finer tastes. And like he was like introducing me to like before they even opened, he was like, these guys are gonna open this restaurant.
Yeah.
And we're just like drinking in the back of like Matt's Ad Pub somewhere. And I was like, good job, we're gonna open it. And then like a year later it's like this big massive thing, whatever. How did you become like connected to that? Involved.
I've known Abby for a long time because we all kind of hang out in the same circles and getting to know her through him. But honestly, I took a job with someone doing interior design work, and their wife worked there, and she was like, just come on board, we could use you. And I knew everybody basically that worked there, so it was an easy fit. And I've known Ed for a while, so it made sense.
That's awesome. Did you? Are you still doing the monthly dinner series?
We're starting back up. We took a little break, but we're starting it up next month. So
That was one of my favorite things that I went to. Was it last year or was it this year?
It was last year.
It was last year.
Yeah.
Good. Last year, there was because this year's not ended. I didn't want it to be this year.
Yeah.
We had like 7 courses and got to talk to some old and young people.
Yeah.
Got to hang out with Tom Batista, which he was wild.
He's a mess. Yeah, we love him.
Oh, I wouldn't say mess, but because I still want his favor. But like he was great. And
We sat next to him the whole time, but I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, I
and
remember
so it's
this.
just this wild guy telling all these crazy stories, and it's just like, you really work for Jimmy Buffett? Like, is this guy just lying out of his ass over here? And then you find out, like, oh, like this guy is like legit across the board.
yeah, and it was fun.
We were also the 2 poorest people there, I feel like.
Well, I don't like to say my bank account numbers, but yeah, we were under 8 digits. I'll say that.
But yeah, and then Alan, you were the chef for that.
Yeah.
it was that the first one? Was that like the kickoff one?
No, we've done a couple before, but that's my new project there. So
And that room, I'm like, what? Tell me about the space up there, because it's so beautiful. It's such a cool hang. It's such a beautiful space.
yeah, that's Abby's old apartment. So she lived up there, and John Brooks and Ashley lived up there. So it is an actual apartment.
I was wondering why there was a shower.
Yeah, well,
Those long cooking shifts.
So now we just use it as an event space and a speakeasy on the weekend in the winter if you don't want to wait outside, but we still continue that. So we have special, so weekends only, but you can go up there and get a cocktail in small bites while you wait for a table because we don't take reservations. So
Is that more of a winner? You said?
we still are doing it.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's awesome. And it's like, it's got a cool like overlook of like Virginia Avenue and
Yeah.
everything. Like it's really fun. How do you go about like selecting chefs for that? Is that something like you curate the chefs or people just submit to you, or like, if you were like a food podcast that really wanted to do a dinner, like,
Yeah, just be my friend. Honestly, it's all just been my friends that I've met through him or doing dinners. I mean, we've been around a while at this point.
Let's say someone from Harder Brunch, and like I'm just gonna throw out a name. Thad
Okay.
McKee wants to do a dinner for a lot of people for the first time.
Yeah.
oh, you're gonna do a first time dinner?
I want to take it right now. I want to be there. Just support you.
Thank you. I like that support.
Have you guys ever done like thought about doing bad food in there? Like,
Okay, I feel like that was aimed towards me.
Well, listen, you're going to do the cooking, and he was just doing the Thad compliments.
Well, all right. Well, I don't like this anymore. Hey, no, here's the thing. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I'm not even pitching, like, what if Harder Brunch Takeover plus Alan?
So we're just signing Alan up once again.
Here's the thing. Alan was complaining today. I felt so bad. He's like, I'm always the +1 cook.
I've been on like 6 or 7 times. I've cooked like 7 to 9 times. Like,
Yeah, and here's the thing. We've talked about this, Rick. We should just have Alan as a guest. Don't use him for cooking. But it's also like this. When Superman is out just wandering about and the DC comics are like, hey, like there's a villain to take down, and they see Superman walking by, you don't want to say, hey, you want to grab a cup of coffee? Like, hey, let's take this villain down.
You don't send in the Green Arrow when Superman's right there.
Exactly. And like,
So Zach and I are the Green Arrows. What you say?
yeah.
collectively. One of you is green, one of you is arrow.
The next year, this is a Harder Brunch promise. The next time you come here, you're not cooking at all. You're just hanging out, and because we love you, but I feel like we've overused your powers.
I can't wait till we break that promise.
We're not gonna break it, Zach. We're not breaking it. I'm making a Harder Brunch promise. I have my hand on the conch. I don't lie when I have I'm Haitian. I can't, like, legally, I can't lie when I'm touching a conch. It's impossible.
That kind of dovetails into our next topic, which was the theme of today's wonderful brunch, which, full disclosure, I was supposed to be out of town for this, and Thad was going to be hosting, and Thad and Zach have always do an amazing job when I'm out of town, and it's very interesting for me to watch Thad do the hosting because I get to listen to my show without me on it, and it's very fun and very surreal because it doesn't happen very often. And Thad's going to ask questions that I'm never going to ask, and Thad's going to direct interviews in ways that I do. So it's like,
How much do you make?
What's your mom smell like? So it's always very fun for me, but then my shows got canceled, and he had already kind of, put some planning involved and got some chefs together and had a theme. And I was like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes here. Like, you guys just do what you were going to do. And that's when I found out that the theme was island.
Yeah, we could have used some stepping.
And so normally when you get, I don't know, when someone gives you a theme like that, Alan, is there usually a little bit more description?
Maybe, I don't know, like, I mean, I texted Zach yesterday. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday or the day before.
I was like, is it Caribbean? Is it like, is there specific islands or is it just any island?
I had asked kind of these questions, and I just got island. So I said, no, any island will do.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Sirius Black was the host. What? He was supposed to be here. Not the host, excuse me. He was the guest. He was supposed to be here. And it actually is my fault because I didn't look on the movies that were out, but he had to cancel.
I mean, it's the only day it was showing. So,
well, Oppenheimer is playing during
just today, just this time here.
Yeah, because I asked him like 3 weeks ago if he wanted to do it, and then there's a movie that came out today that they already got a ticket to. So I don't know if there's like a 4 week in advance ticket thing. I don't know how it worked, but he said he really had to go to this movie, so he canceled. But like he had this new album out called Alter Ego, and we were going to promote that, and he had an island theme behind him.
Now, what do you mean on what exactly?
There's a blue screen with an island that it looked like he was on an island. It was a video. And he's like, hey, my Alter Ego album's coming out, and there was an island in the background. I was like, got it. Mm-hmm. We're going to do an island theme.
Okay, so you saw a snippet of a video.
And I listened to the album. It had nothing to do with the island.
No island, so it's
Alter Ego. But
Alter Ego would have been such a cool menu.
Well, do you think so? What would you have done?
I mean, I don't know right now.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have mattered because he would have showed up.
Zach with the jokes. And so, yeah, island means alone, though. I think.
Well, that's how we got left when he didn't show up today. I thought it was. So I just assumed that you was like, I'm Haitian. I like island food. The theme's island.
I guess that's why I asked the question I did was like, is it Caribbean specific or like, because I don't know, island brings up that kind of initial thought, and then I started thinking about it. Like I always overanalyze anyways. So then it was like, okay, well, Sicily's an island.
Yeah, you should have just
Japan's an island.
You should have just done the Greek islands.
I think we all got to the point of like, well, Australian is that, or Australia, that's an island, right?
To be fair, my my partners are very mean. I asked them for help throughout the week. Like, guys, I don't know what to do for Serious Black. You're like, oh, just do something. You'll get it, Thaddeus. I'm like, all I have is Island, and they would just laugh.
So no, okay. For me, I felt like this was a pretty well fleshed out idea on the rank of Thad's ideas, because the last one we did, you know what my prompt was? Music.
No, I could for that one too. Yeah, we've done this before. So like I don't know. By island, I was like, well, all right, well, there's a direction.
Wait, were you a part of the music one too?
Yeah, I did the jerk chicken with the red beans and rice and the pickles.
That was great. That was great. Here's the thing. I think I said music. I think I'm learning. Oh, cooks need to have their hands held like little babies. You know, they're not artistic like me. And so I get that now. I'm understanding.
This really was everyone else's fault, but yours.
It was my fault.
He's really learning leadership.
No, next time when I ask a guest, I'm going to ask, like, hey, are there any movies that might come up during that time that will cause you to cancel last minute?
Here's the problem.
And you go on the wall of shame, Serious Black. You're on the wall of shame now.
Hit that shame button.
Hit that shame button.
Nope.
Install a shame button to give yourself a shame. So here's the problem, because we all just made fun of you for a while for your poor direction. But what happened last time? You said music. Everyone shit on you, and then what they do? They turn around and they made an amazing menu.
Amazing menu.
That's not your doing.
You threw out Island. And what happened today? It was amazing. All the food was amazing. Top to bottom.
Was amazing. Here's. I'm not the Tony Stark of.
Oh. You're not even the Bran Stark.
I'm the guy. I don't like that. I'm the guy with the one eye patch that leads the Avengers.
You think you're Nick Fury?
I'm Nick Fury of the Harder Brunch. All right, and sometimes he throws some crazy ideas, and the Avengers are bitching like you guys are.
You're more like Nick Furby.
Oh, Nick.
I'm sorry, Nick. I cut you off. Go ahead, finish that.
The Avengers would never disrespect Nick Fury in that way. I think that was really inappropriate.
I mean, I was just told I was Green Arrow, so I don't think
you were either Green or you were Arrow. You gotta pick one.
I'm not Avengers level at all.
It comes together. Man. It comes together. That's all I gotta say.
So you're saying you're the brains behind the operation. Yeah.
You're probably like the Tony Stark. Zach's the who's the guy that shoots the arrows in the Marvel?
Hawkeye.
He's Hawkeye.
He went from Green Arrow to Hawkeye.
I feel like that's a lot.
He never misses. No, he never misses. That's not bad.
It could have been a lot worse.
That's not bad.
He's SHIELD agent number 7.
And you're more of like a Robin Schabotsky. Whoever she is in the Avengers. I don't know what that bitch's name is. Okay.
And now's the
that was the wrong. I don't call women bitches.
Now's the misogyny part of the show.
I don't call women bitches. Delete that. That was the rum. That was the Haitian rum. That was your doing. That was Hawkeye. Hawkeye got me too.
Shot one of those misogyny arrows into you. Oops. So let's talk about the food, shall we?
Let's take a commercial break.
Man, this was an amazing menu, and again, I think this is the second time that I didn't cook and just got to sit and eat and hang out. So I'll let you start off, Zach.
I started with conch fritters. So the conch is like the kind of the famous like shell that you see people like blow in and everything. I actually got those fresh from Saraga's and live, busted them out of there, chopped them up, put them in some fritters, served it with a blackberry remoulade. Yeah.
It was amazing. Like, people went too hard at the very beginning, and we've all done Harder Brunch before, or at least know what it's about, and people were going for thirds.
No, that I was really happy with it. I had a lot of fun. Like, I've used conch before, but I've always purchased it prepared, and so this is the first time that I actually got it out of there.
Is it a shuck? Is there a different name for getting it out?
I mean, they didn't use like a particular word. They just said, like cleaning and preparing.
Okay.
But you got to like poke a hole in it and then like detach it from the inside. And it's crazy looking inside there.
Is it like a foot in there?
Yeah.
They're snails, right?
Yeah, I believe they are related to
escargot adjacent.
Yeah. So there is a foot on it.
Oh, God. You finished that shit?
Yeah.
That looks like an alien in blackface.
Yeah.
You gotta save that picture.
But yeah, they're wild. Like I don't get squeamish with butchery. Pulling them out of the shell, they kind of got under my skin a little bit. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
And you beat a raccoon to death with a baseball bat.
I know.
Man.
It was phenomenal. Now, why the blackberry, Remy?
Oh, well, two things. One, I had a shitload of blackberries left over from our event.
That you didn't share?
Yeah. Two, anytime I can put blackberries on the menu, I do it just so I get less insults from Thad.
Well, he found my sweet spot. Like, that's my Achilles heel is blackberries.
Yep.
I'm not going to complain about them. I like them. It was good.
Next course was Chef Sternberg.
Yo.
Yeah. So next I did a dry aged ribeye salad or a jerk salad. Little jerk marinade. Pan-seared it, let it cool down, sliced it. On top was it's just a little salad on top. So it was cabbage, some herbs, avocado, some other stuff that I don't remember off the top of my head.
And what island is that associated with?
I went loose on it because the theme was island. It wasn't an island. It wasn't specific island. It was
just island.
So I gave it the way I got it.
It was great, and it was like that. I don't know, there's something about that dry aged beef that I don't get to eat it very often. So.
It's a lot cheaper if you do it yourself.
People described it as a light steak.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good amount of acidity. So there's, God, I can't remember if it's Thai or Vietnamese. There's like a sour beef salad that I had in Seattle a couple years ago, and it was like my favorite thing I ate that whole year. And it was just like high acidity. I didn't go that high with it, but it just kind of like lightened everything up because it cuts all that richness. The dry aging also makes it a little more tender, and the fat renders out a little bit differently. So like overall, it's not as chewy also. So you can dress it a little bit better, and it works well in a salad.
Okay. Nice.
The next one, I chose Hawaii for my second island. I went with Spam fried rice, and then I had a tamari pineapple glazed shrimp.
Which was delicious.
Everything on this menu was fantastic, but like if I wanted like 4 like to go Chinese food containers of that, like I could eat that all week.
Oh yeah.
Like that's like my perfect wheelhouse. I feel like
I've really fallen in love with Spam over the last year. Like I think I just used it on the show, just more as a challenge than anything. But yeah, it's been one of my favorite like secret ingredients.
We went through a Spam phase at home a few years ago. Like it was definitely something I was gravitating towards if I was cooking for the family.
Yeah. I feel like Spam's like one of the things that people make fun of.
Yeah, no, it is. That's why I stayed away from it so long. I mean, I never thought to grab it off of the shelf, right? Mm-hmm. And then like I had used it for something, and then I mean, it's actually really delicious.
Yeah, it's highly seasoned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
pork, like what's not to love?
Yeah, spam for victory.
Yeah. I feel like I'm the spam of Harder Brunch sometimes. Like,
We
people don't
say it.
take me seriously. Like, are we really going to add this to the dish? And then people are like, wait, this guy's not that bad. And then next was...
I figured if you're going to do island as a theme, there needs to be a whole fish somewhere in there. So I did some yellowtail snapper, soaked them in buttermilk, then breaded them in flour and tapioca starch. Pan fried or pot fried them in a pot that didn't have enough oil, which is my fault.
Zach.
But we got it mostly crispy. I would have liked it to be a little more, but anyways. And then there was a papaya and chili salad on the side. Some different mixed herbs. So I think it was mint, Thai basil, shiso, and parsley. And then finished it all off with a fermented shrimp nak cham, which is like it's like a dipping sauce. Typically, I just kind of ladled it over top, made a vinaigrette out of it. It's got fish sauce in it. Normally, I used the shrimp paste for that. So it just gave it a lot of umami and savoriness. There's a good amount of sugar there. It's kind of that sweet, salty.
I'm very particular about when I eat fish. Just being from Indiana, I feel like if I can see this ocean, then I'm like, oh, I want to eat some fish. But I'm in Indiana, it really has to be like someone I trust to prepare it, or I'm just like, I'm not interested in it. So like, I don't eat whole fish a lot. So I was very excited to do it and surprised about how light everything was, and then how well it paired with like the papaya and the sauce and everything. Like, I was just like, fish isn't typically something I go back for. It'll be like, I'll try it. I'll be like, yeah, it was good. But yeah, I thought it was really amazing.
I really like fish because, I don't know, like, beef tastes like beef for the most part. Pork tastes like pork for the most part. There's a lot more range in fish, in my opinion, depending on waters, depending on species and whatnot. I also typically buy whole fish almost always, so I can check gills, I can look at the eyes. Like, the three I grabbed were the three that had the best looking eyes, because that's the first thing that goes on them. So like, they were nice and fresh looking, and like, it's like, okay, this hasn't been out of the water that long. And I also, I mean, typically I buy most, like in the restaurant, I typically buy out of Chicago, and like they're big fish houses that service all the fancy restaurants in Chicago already. So like, you're getting good product.
Yeah.
They drive it down every day. Most of that stuff gets flown in, 2 or 3 times a week. It doesn't sit for a long time. Like, like all that has changed so much in the last 15, 20 years. Like, our accessibility to good seafood, like, I mean, I worked at a restaurant in town where we were getting fish from Japan like a couple days out of the water, like 2 or 3 days out of the water. So, I mean, it was, I don't know, it's not as bad to get fresh stuff here. It's harder for consumers. It's definitely easier in a restaurant, but just buying from the store is a little bit more difficult.
Do they teach you, like, is there like a whole class a day of like how to like look at fish eyes to see how good the fish are?
I mean, like, it's going to be clear. They're not going to be sunken in. Like, it might sound a little gross, but like the gills, you want to check for slime. Like, if the gills are red and like kind of mucousy or slimy still, like that's fresh. It's not like gross slime, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it will become that over time, but that's another indicator of like how fresh it is. So the gills will turn gray, the eyes will sink in, they'll kind of glaze over, like kind of become cloudy. So there's kind of just a lot to it.
Next time you go to Chicago, can you just take me to look at fish with you?
I mean, we can go to Saraga.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, you'll
I'm serious about that. I would love to.
Like, you can see what I'm talking about. Like, you'll be able to tell, like, oh, this one's probably a day older than that one. Like, just like the eyes just sunk in just a tiny bit more, and like, you'll be like, okay, like, and then if you really are diligent with it, you start to figure out the days they get their fish shipments, and it's like, all right, I'm going to buy fish this day instead of that day.
Aging fish with Sternberg and Thad McKee. Well, that'll be our one-off episode.
And then the dessert we had, a special chef dessert.
Yeah. Yusuf, why don't you come on down? All right, I guess Yusuf is not here today.
He's watching.
He's watching. Serious black. He's a serious Watching Oppenheimer, they're like, we don't need to go to this. He made a dessert, and it was a cheesecake. It was good.
Zach's face is amazing right now.
I've been waiting for him to describe this the whole time.
Okay.
This is why we need another camera because we're missing all the great Zach reactions with Dad's talking.
Here's the thing with this.
He sent you a description.
Yusuf did a great job. Like Yusuf is like he's like, man, like I love you guys, Harder Brunch, and he's wanted to make a dessert, and I was like, yeah, this is the time to do it. And the dessert here, I'll read it. What it says. It says I'm outside. Maybe he sent it to me.
Outside cake, man. It's one of the great cakes.
Maybe he sent it to me somewhere else. Oh yeah, we talked on Facebook and Instagram. This is a vanilla coconut cheesecake and almond oat crust, gluten free. The sauce is vanilla white chocolate for plating. Oh, never mind. I forgot the sauce for the plating and the garnish. But the chefs, they will take care of it.
So he stayed on theme.
Yeah, he kind of was prophetic enough to know that shit was gonna hit the fan today.
Yeah. And was this island because it was coconut?
It's coconut.
Okay.
Why'd you say it that way?
That's how I say it all the time.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with the Sternbergs. And maybe
This week on the After Brunch Podcast.
pizza.
To be honest,
Red
I
bean
still
pizza.
don't think it really matters how you would have done it. I would have been like, I don't want the beans on the pizza. So it's less, it is about the beans. It's all about the beans, honestly, and less about the execution of the beans.
There is a midway ground where like I can make something with beans on it that's good, and you're not gonna still enjoy it. But I did not make something that was good,
Right.
and you also did not enjoy it.
What was that pizza's name called? Naga Sloppy?
Yeah, what was that pizza scene called?
Jesus, you are killing it.
Finally! I've been wanting to get one of those for such a long time. Naga Sloppy!
Join us at patreon.com/harderbrunch.
And we're back.
We're back.
Real quick, I just wanted to shout out to our author friend, John Cabina, and his new book, Canary, which is available on Amazon.
Can you say his last name one more time just for...
Cabina.
I don't know if that's it. Cabona. Is it right? Am I right? Cabona?
Who was more right? There it is.
Never mind.
I never say a name wrong. That's what they call me.
We'll cut
Old
that.
Dykey never gets a name wrong.
We'll cut that.
Very excited. Haven't got a chance to read it yet, but it was gifted to us with this wonderful thank you to Harder Brunch, and we're gonna pop a promo code up. It's available on Amazon, and it. You know what I like about this? Looks like a short read. This is like a short read. I could read this on the toilet. One stop, maybe two. Depends on what I ate that day. And that's how we move books. That's how we move books on the show. There's no wait for the bump. You just wait for that.
The poop bump.
You wait for the bump to happen. A bit of light housekeeping. I don't know if you guys heard, but we are putting on an adult summer camp this summer.
Hey.
We're renting out my. So, Alan, I don't know if you've ever noticed this about me, but I used to work at a summer camp.
I might have heard that somewhere.
I went there as a kid and I worked there for a few years, and I've gone there for fun. Like Upland did an event there years ago, which was so much fun. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we do that? So we rented out an entire children's summer camp in August, and it's 300 acres in beautiful Brown County, Indiana. And we're going to do like a full weekend summer camp. So you come, you stay the whole time. You can tent camping, or you can get a cabin upgrade. And we're going to do all of the camp activities that you love, the campfire, food fight, tug of war, capture the flag, archery, canoe, swimming.
Bonfire.
Another bonfire. We're going to have live comedy shows. We're going to have live podcasts, live music. And then it's also going to be 5 meals that are included for the whole weekend. And then also it's going to be sponsored by Upland Beer. So anytime during the weekend you can go get yourself a wonderful Upland beer. What else am I forgetting there? There's a lot of stuff going on.
You're talking about music concerts. House of Wolves is going to be there. Clint Breeze is going to be there. Tubbles. We're allowed to announce that we got Atlanta band Good Cop, Rad Cop is going to be there, which was amazing. We saw them live and almost crapped our pants.
Could have read a book about it.
We almost finished John's book about it. It was amazing. You said Monster,
which is a live D&D show with our friend Tyson Cox.
I'm gonna be there.
Dad will be there. Dad's gonna do a late night rave in the woods.
Yeah, they're calling it rave, but I like to think
You called it rave.
I might have done that once. But it's more of like a disco, glow in the dark dance with a DJ, or me being the DJ. It could be a surprise. You want to go to this, Alan?
Did we just blow your mind?
Yeah, I'm shitting and reading a book.
I just see Thad sweaty coming out of the woods wearing his like fishnet shirt and his glow sticks. Like, you have to come back with me into the woods.
Yeah, I'm not really going to try that hard because I've already dreamt about people not coming to it. Like, come on, guys, like, just follow me. Like, where are we going? No, trust me, it's going to be fun. In my fishnet. And I was in my fishnet. It was a dream. But you don't want to go to I'll call a rave this time, a rave in the woods by yourself. Because that's just sad.
Yeah, it's better when there's people there. I think any kind of rave.
So again, Alan, I ask.
Look at that. Hammocks on trees. Are there going to be hammocks on trees?
Yep. We got the budget.
Yep. Yep. Can you imagine if someone came down there and they were like, I was really most excited about the hammocks on trees that was promised.
Yeah, that's it. There's going to be lights. There's going to be...
Is there going to be trash on the ground? Like that picture?
That looks a lot like what I had in mind for Dad's rave, honestly.
That's not what we want. We're environmentalists. We believe...
And they're not practicing. Leave no trace.
We believe in at least burying the trash in the ground. Bring your shovels. BYOS. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot going on with this camp. And if I'm looking at you right now, viewers.
You pointed at her and then said viewers.
There's a camera right behind it. And one of my fingers is crooked. I played football. One of my fingers is crooked. Yeah. I'm talking to you. Yeah, get your ticket right now. It's only $275 GDP.
Gross national product.
USD.
Oh, USD. I know what USD is. Thank you. Yeah, that's the song.
It was brought to you by Island. So you two are married. You're a married couple. You guys were high school sweethearts.
High school sweethearts.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been married for?
I'm gonna pass that to you.
15.
There you go.
Was that a rude question to ask? Like, oh no.
15 years.
I know it. Okay. I have to do the math sometimes.
High school sweethearts.
Yeah.
What class was it?
Hallway
class.
Oh, I didn't take that class.
You had that hallway riz?
So we're 6 months apart. I was a grade above her just because of the timing of cutoff. So, but you found me.
Yeah, it was the hair first. He had a giant blue mohawk. And so that's all I saw first. And I was like, yeah, that's interesting.
It's hard to miss.
It's hard to miss.
Were you usually attracted to blue mohawks at the time?
Yeah, we were both just like snotty punk kids. So
Okay.
that
okay.
was, and our high school was not. So
Oh.
birds of a feather.
Yeah.
Were you BMXing at this time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
yeah.
I started riding bikes, 98, 97. So it's been most of my life.
How many inches were you, real quick, with a mohawk?
I would say average.
Average. Just rocking an average hawk. Okay.
people said it was a good size hawk.
Cool.
I don't know. It was really long at one point.
It's decreased.
Ain't that the truth, brother?
It's hard to get a hawk up nowadays. Being professional.
I'm sure it's the same. It's just more optics at this point. So. The lighting thing.
The lighting, yeah.
I gotta say now, because every once in a while you'll post your BMX videos of just you now as a grown up, just playing around, probably not going as hard as you were in your early 20s, and I get nervous every time. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be broken bones.
I don't know. It's one of those things, you do it over and over again, and it's like you just feel so much more comfortable. Like it's
Muscle memory.
Yeah, like I took like a 10-year break because food and cooking kind of took over. We had a family, and I don't know. Even when I just got back on my bike, it was like my muscle memory still kind of kept me through a lot of it. And it's like I know what to do. Like it just is, not to be cliche, but it was like riding a bike. Like it was just riding it a little differently.
Have you ever gotten into have you ever broken a bone riding a bike?
Yeah. I fell plenty of times. I have a torn ACL in my right leg. I've got my left one fixed. I've broken a handful of bones.
You dumb.
Dislocated my shoulder last winter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Play hard, take risks. Sometimes you pay for it.
No, I know you did something with video games. I don't know if it was just that you were good at video games or were you like a Twitch
I stream.
streamer?
Yeah. I've played video games my whole life for the most part. And it's just like now turned into a career basically on the side.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like what's your go-to?
Anything horror.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with current
I mean,
games. What are the current
think of
games?
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Those big AAA games, or even I like small indie games, smaller community. They're usually scarier to me. So
now, do you? This is probably a dumb question, but when you play these games, do you just go through and just try to beat them yourself, or do you look up strategies and stuff?
I'm a completionist,
Okay.
so I have to. If there's something to collect, if there's a puzzle, I have to do it all.
You're doing all the side missions.
Yes, every single side mission.
Thad and I were talking about. Tell me if you think this is a good idea. We were talking about making a video game called Lost Dog. And the whole thing is just like an open world concept, and you lost your dog, and you have to go out and find him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, depressing.
Yeah. But there would be side missions,
Yeah, there'd be side missions. Like you go to
solo rave in the woods.
yeah. And that's how you collect the bones. to attract the dog back. Obviously. Yeah.
What? So how long have you been doing that? And that's you said that's a job.
Yeah, it started during COVID.
Oh,
we were
nice.
both in the restaurant industry. We were both working at the same restaurant. We were bored. And I built a PC with my brother and just thought I would do it just to talk to people during that time. And then it's led into something a lot bigger than I anticipated.
Now, is everyone positive and friendly on that?
No. I'm a woman.
Oh, no. So you're getting bullied while you're twitching.
Yeah, but I have such a hard outer shell at this point that, you have moderators that sit in there with you and help eliminate it. But
is there a block button on Twitch?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just learn to deal with it and form a good community.
Now, do like companies like send you games to play and stuff like that? What?
Yeah, I just had to sign an NDA for a game that I tested for a while. That's not out yet.
Spill the tea right now.
Yeah.
It's a bigger game.
It's a really big game.
Yeah.
So opportunities like that come about depending on audience.
And you got a podcast too.
Yeah.
That you've been doing.
About video games.
About video games?
What's the podcast called?
Girls Talk Games.
Girls Talk Games.
It's me and my best friend. It's two women talking about women being in a male-dominated industry like gaming, and it's just funny too. So
That's so. Yeah, I get. I feel like I tapped out around when the controllers got too confusing in like the early 2000s. Like, this is too much for me. I could do some GoldenEye, and then things got so. But like I do love watching people play.
yeah.
I just don't have the. I think if I got into games, I wouldn't do anything else. There'd be no more podcasting.
I
It would just be, this is what I do.
Someone made this joke, and it's not mine, but Twitch is for people that had older siblings.
I was the older sibling.
You were the older sibling,
Yeah.
and you played, and your siblings watched you. And so
Yeah.
people like miss hanging out with their brothers and watching them play,
Yeah.
or sisters in this case.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why people go to Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
this is
could see
cool.
that.
Is this your website?
Yeah.
Girls
Me and
Talk
my
Games.
best friend.
Well, this is great. I like this
Yeah,
website.
Thank
the
you.
design is really good.
Okay,
You guys are vibing. You got a spooky room.
this looks really intriguing.
Now I understand the attraction to the guy with the mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all coming together here.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And like, I don't know how you play. Like you just got into Zelda pretty deep.
Yeah. I don't know. I like lore. I like stories. I like world building. So like, I know I've talked about Star Trek before on the podcast, and I don't know. I like expansive things. So like, Zelda was the first game I played on original Nintendo. Mm-hmm. And it was just it was the first real game that was just big and open world, and like literally you start the game by, there's no tutorial. It's just you're in the world and you have to figure it all out. So yeah, the new Zelda came out and I've been enjoying it.
I like that. Can we ask real quick too, Audra? What can I say your name?
Yeah.
Ms. Fire.
Yeah. Misfire Gaming. That's my whole
And
shtick.
why was it Ms. Fire?
It's a play on words. I started with like shooters and like misfiring your gun.
Oh, missing.
So now I just go by Ms. or Misfire.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I don't know. I guess I just don't know that much about video games anymore. Are you on TikTok with it too?
You have to do it all. I mean, I'm in marketing in my normal job, so now it's a lot easier
that presence.
So you're TikTok famous to get Twitch famous.
You use them all because Twitch, you lead people to your page, basically.
Oh, you even got a beard in that one. That was wild. If you go up, you could see her mustache. Like, it's not real.
How do you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was really guessing.
You're gonna get your. Oh, I've dated a girl that looked like that before.
Wait. Is that you?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
Are you mashed? Okay. No.
All right, let's put something else in there.
Bring that picture of the conch.
Because this could be a real misfire here.
There we go.
Back to the shell blackface. No, that's awesome. This makes me really want to do video games now. And you already said your console, what you play with, correct?
Yeah, I'm all PC.
All PC.
Yep. So
Maybe one day you could build a PC for us. We'll hire her out for
absolutely.
You build them?
Yeah.
that.
Oh wow.
She said that.
My brother is a tech, so he helped build mine, and you kind of have to.
To make it faster.
Do Twitch streamers have do you sell merch?
Yeah.
What's the?
You have to do it all. You're your own brand. So
Yeah.
it kind of translates to what I do in real life has helped
This
me.
is all lining up.
Yeah.
So obviously you do it well for yourself. So then the companies hire you and be like, hey,
Yep.
do that for our company.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need a brand ambassador.
What would you do here for our branding?
We can't afford you, but
This is an on the spot question too. Well, we might be able
we can
to.
pay you in conch fritters. That's it.
Okay, now I'm listening.
Well, like if you're like looking at our office right here, you're like, what would spice this up?
What would spice it up?
Yeah, what do you see? You've hung out with us.
Yeah. I don't know.
A wall of shame.
A wall of shame. I'm really into that idea.
A wall of shame.
Yeah, I think you need it.
So more pictures of
More
people's
pictures.
faces.
Yeah.
To shame them.
I'm
What do you always say? Feng Shui is all about like creating a place where somebody feels bad about themselves.
Oh, they feel bad about themselves.
that's
so
what
the
you always tell me.
opposite. Yeah.
So if you could have,
Yeah,
if you could
so
have pictures of
opposite
people that
feng
made them
shui.
feel bad because they're on the wall of shame, that would probably be really good.
Put them on edge as soon as they come in.
as soon as we get invited,
Yeah.
be like, hey, have a seat, please. Don't
You
fuck
could be
up.
up
You
there.
don't want to end up there.
So feng shui, people usually feel bad because like, wait, I'm not this rich. Is that the? Like, I feel bad that I don't have a golden tiger in the back of my room.
That sounds right, I think.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Okay.
So BMX biking. Now at this point is okay. So I always find this hard as someone who like if I find something that I like, I end up going so heavy into it that it becomes a job. You know what I'm saying? And then it's fun and I enjoy doing it, but now it's like no longer the thing that I do to like blow off steam.
Yeah.
So like video games sounds like a full time gig. Like
It is.
what do you two like to do either together or separately just for fun, there's no monetization, there's no like
I think we did restaurants for a long time
Yeah.
together.
We've always worked together in some aspect.
yeah.
Even in
those are
school?
not fun.
I know.
What I'm talking about fun.
He copied off of her.
Like we opened a bank account one time, we had a mortgage,
They had a kid.
raised some children.
That's fun.
Yeah. I don't know,
Honestly, it's just
hang out.
like
Just
not doing anything. Because we're both so busy, I think the
Yeah.
best thing that we like to do together is not do anything.
Was this fun for you?
No.
Back to the more work situation.
Okay. So looks like you guys are going to be podcast buddies.
We got 2 more for the wall of shame coming right up. So you guys showed up, and that is
I got like 6 free passes in my back pocket too.
Exactly.
you actually get a jacket. I think you may be the most recurring guest.
It's called the
on Harder Brunch.
Sternberg jacket for a reason.
Sternberg jacket.
Yeah, that's what we said. Because we've already got the 5-time members.
Yeah, I lost count.
You've cooked at least 5 times.
Yeah.
You've been on the show, host and guest.
Oh, so there should
More
be
than 5
there should
times.
be a jacket with patches. Like you should be like you get the jacket just for being a guest, but you get patches.
Yeah. Little like a jean vest, and then you add your patches to it.
Yeah, or you get pips.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
you know?
I could do a pip.
You filled in when guests have canceled for movie emergencies.
I mean, there's no way to know how that movie's going to end until you see it. So
Exactly, because a lot of movies that you go to a lot, like you don't want the spoilers.
yeah,
And often, yeah, you're right.
it was like watching Titanic. It was like you don't
know.
you don't want to get that ruined for you.
Yeah.
This was a big weekend. Obviously, Barbie and Oppenheimer. Somehow, you guys managed to show up here with all these movie choices going on.
Yeah.
It's really difficult.
Which is huge. Which is huge. But yeah, I can't wait to get that jacket made. We'll have to ask Jess West, who's on the Hall of Shame, that to make some jacket.
The Hall of Shame now.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's gonna be a hallway now. I think we should just have the hallway.
It's gonna be the airplane hangar of shame.
Well, yeah, on the stairway as you come down. That way you know you can see
Wall
it
of
all.
Shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then can we have them have a word like when you pass it, kind of like those Halloween stores, few motion sensor detectors.
Are we turning this into a spirit Halloween store? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want a jump scare on those stairs. You will. Someone will be hurt.
All right. Yeah.
Someone's rolling an ankle.
I walked into that.
They'll be
one.
like, "What? Did Sirius Black just yell Oppenheimer at me? I was walking down the steps.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want.
Broke my toe."
Instead of them signing that, we want to put their excuse.
Oh, we can print them out like they do tweets. You know, we can print out the excuse. Oh, I like that. A picture of them and then their excuse underneath. Because Megan Gailey's excuse was she was pregnant, which is fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, I have a baby. Never mind.
Baby's not even there yet. Baby's not even there yet.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse yet.
I thought you. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. This is not after brunch. I'm holding my tongue back so hard right now. And I'm not going to make that joke. So I'm doing a good job. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back in front of everybody.
Oh my God. I'm very excited. What do you guys have any events or any big things coming up business wise you guys want to plug coming up the rest of the summer or early into fall?
You want to go?
Well, I have my guest chef series coming back to Bluebeard next month.
Which we're going to be at.
Absolutely.
Just invite myself.
That'll be cooking trash.
In fishnets.
I'll do it.
Guest chef series starting back at Bluebeard in August.
Yeah, the end of August.
Nice. And do you know who the first chef is yet?
She is out of Detroit.
Sarah.
It's Sarah. I met her through Alan doing Indie Chefs Week. She's coming in for 2 days, so she's been on Top Chef.
Oh, nice.
She's a finalist.
She's a finalist and kind of a big deal. So tickets will go on.
Finalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'll be going on. Tickets will be going on soon. You can check that out at bluebeardindie.com.
Awesome. What about you, Alan?
My old pastry chef, Pete Schmuddy, who is an owner at Leviathan, and I are starting to conspire about doing a cerulean pop-up.
What?
Maybe with Esteban.
Oh my God.
And bringing back some of our old staff. It's been about 6 years. So
Boys are back
I don't know.
in town.
We just kind of want to do something fun, and it sounds like fun to get back together. Like, we worked really hard there, and we're all still proud of what we did there.
Yeah.
So,
That's really cool. I know how much personally that cerulean means to you. And I know that there's like a fan base of people that'll be really jazzed about that.
yeah, I mean, it was a really exciting part of my life, and I mean, I miss it, but I don't know. I try not to dwell too much on the past and keep moving forward. So we don't want to just do like throwback stuff to what we already did. We're different people now. We've all grown, so we're still trying to figure it all out. So it'll probably be a couple months before that actually happens. But
I love that idea.
yeah.
That is awesome. Zach, can you drop a beat for me there?
I want to
sir?
interrupt real quick with Upland beer.
Upland.
Sorry, this beer is so good that you got to interrupt. That's why it's called Interruptland beer. Upland, baby. Make Upland up yours. That was a little bit of 7-Up, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was like, now we're just recycling early 2000s catchphrases.
Make 7-Up. Okay, yeah. Make Upland up yours.
Upland Brewery, where's the beef?
Upland Brewery.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it. Have it your way.
Drop a beat.
You can boof this. Y'all don't remember that? You can boof this.
We were almost out clean.
We can move it.
Audra Sternberg, where can people find you and follow whatever you'd like to on social media?
Instagram, Audra Sternberg, and Facebook for my personal stuff. Or if you are interested in gaming, Ms. Via Gaming on all platforms.
Thanks. Is it like a Clark Kent thing? Do you like to keep those two
I
things
do.
separate?
I do.
Alan.
Instagram at Alan_Sternberg. If you're up in the north side, come see us at Field. We're trying to do some fun stuff, working with a lot of local farmers again, changing the menu regularly. Just trying to have a good little restaurant up there.
Daddy's Jake.
It's at Thad McKee on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads now. And I'm also DJ Booth. It's a new spin on DJing. Come and see it.
DJ Boof.
It happens in the woods.
Zach happens in the woods, stays in the woods. Zach Roan.
If you like stuff like this, definitely check us out at our After Brunch podcast on patreon.com/Harder Brunch. That's all I got.
Man, I was trying to pull this up real quick, and I'm so slow. I'm very excited because I did want to shout out that we had new Patreon subscribers. And I'll have to tell you about them next week when I can find their names. But we had 2 new top tier Patreon subscribers.
Oh, wow.
And I think part of that tier involves a shout out, so we'll get those shout outs ready for next week.
Wow, we've really dropped that ball.
Yeah.
Next week, we lost 2 top tier Patreons.
Well, you guys know who you are, and we appreciate it.
Give yourself a pat on the back for us.
Look at that.
We're doing a ghost shout out.
It's an official attaboy. Or add a girl, or add a they them. I don't know. Whoever you are, add a. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.